Hi everyone, Teresa here from Closeted Creatives Coaching, and I'm getting ready to kick off a self-love summit. And I wanted to share with you why I was inspired to do this in the first place, besides the fact that I was having a lovely massage 2 weeks ago and sort of had this moment of inspiration where it was like, you're going to do a self-love summit. And within a day, I had 5 people willing to do interviews, and within 3 days, I had 8. And a bunch of other things just kind of flowed right into my experience. So, what led up to that is probably more important than how easy it is to be in this flow right now. So, I wanted to share that story. So, about 2 months ago now, or maybe actually just barely a month ago, shortly before the solstice, so before December 21st, that weekend right before then, so like the 18th, 19th of December, I had a very interesting experience where I was sort of going through this craving for a guy that I knew was not right for me. And we'd been through this more than once, sort of playing around with trying to be in a relationship, but I just know this guy is he's not willing to commit. He's not willing to really know me at a deep level. And so, what the heck? Why am I pining for this guy? Because there's no one else in my life right now. And so I did something different, and it changed everything for me. So I want to share what happened in that moment. So instead of going and seeing him again, he sort of offered that we could gather again. And there was a part of me that wanted to go just to have someone. It was around the holidays. I was tired of being lonely. It's been 8 years since my divorce. So there was a lot of things going on in my heart at that moment, and I can be emotional about things as we all can at times. So fortunately, I had some tools from doing work with my coach and reading a great book called Whatever Arises. Love that. And it's all about loving whatever arises in us. So I just put my hand on my heart, imagined my soul holding my heart, and just said over and over again, literally for hours, I love you. I love you. I love you. And sometimes it was like, sweetheart, I love you. Like the most tender, kind things over and over again. And it was painful. I wanted to escape the pain. And instead, I leaned into it. And I felt the cravings without needing them to be different. And I felt the longing for a life partner. And I felt so many things that I hadn't just allowed myself to feel. It's been a long journey for me. I've grown up in such a way that I felt somehow I wasn't enough, that I didn't deserve love, that if I just did this something else right, then I would matter and could have the things I really want in my life. Well, that's a hard way to live life, and it sort of leaves a constant craving for something outside of myself. So as I held my hand on my heart and said, I love you over and over again, about an hour and a half or 2 hours into the experience, I had the most amazing thing happen. This well of self love poured up and into my experience. And I had the feeling that I was becoming my own beloved. I was becoming the guy I'd always been looking for. Maybe not physically, maybe not, the whole deal. But I suddenly had that feeling of intense protection, intense wanting to hold and support and provide for and do anything to make me happy feeling. And I never knew before that moment what it would feel like to have all of that inside of me and to know how to generate that from inside of me. So I say that because that's what really sparked this journey. And I've shared it in some sacred circles and I've shared it in other places. And people are really touched by how it is that in that moment I chose, and I wish I could say super consciously, but I think in a way it was my soul saying, it's time we do something different. We can't keep going to these people that are not right for us and hoping they can make us feel a certain way. You have to learn how to generate it from inside. And when you do, things in life shift. So that moment shifted everything for me. And I really have been cultivating in the past month this sort of sense of being my own beloved and making decisions, things that I do, like getting my car washed, like imagining, wow, would my beloved make sure my car was washed? Absolutely. Like just do those little things that nurture me. I happen to love flowers and always have. So every week I buy flowers, and I've been doing that for some time now, about a year. But now it's like imagining, man, my beloved bought me flowers. Look how beautiful they are. And it can be a $5 bouquet, doesn't matter. It's all about nurturing the part of me that is sort of what I consider the divine masculine, that part that's going to protect and care and tend and want me to be happy and meet me in this place of just beauty and safety and all of the things. So I invite you during the Self Love Summit to become your own beloved. That does not mean that you don't need anyone else in the world. I certainly could not live without my friends. Some are men, some are women. Without my family, some are men, some are women. There are so many people in my life right now as I walk this journey, and I'm certainly not avoiding them or feeling less. As a matter of fact, I stopped to ponder the gathering for Christmas with my family. I have 7 siblings, 4 brothers, 3 sisters, and 6 of them came home. So there were 7 of us that went out to dinner and enjoyed a meal together, just the couples, and me, the single one in the family right now. And it was a beautiful moment because as I became my own beloved, I have noticed the men in my life showing up differently. So one of my brothers drove me to the gathering so that I didn't have to drive alone. Another one bought me dinner, and another one shared appetizers with me. So there was just some things that were really precious to me that I haven't always experienced. And so obviously I'm being moved by it right now. I got to allow the divine masculine to show up externally as well and start to experience it. I feel just supported and nurtured by the men in my life in a way that I never have. So it's been a beautiful transformation, and I'm starting to see how that plays out externally. And even one of my friends, I've sort of reached out to him for some nurturing that I never had from a masculine sort of adult male. He's older than I by about 20 years. And he just, I was having a particularly bad day, and here we are in a coffee shop doing some work on a special project, and he just reached over and gave me a hug that lasted, longer than I'm accustomed to, but it was lovely. He just really, held me and provided that comforting, nurturing, supportive place for me to be a little lost and a little hurt and a little scared, which we all need from time to time. So I wanted to share my story as I invite you to the 7-day Self-Love Summit. I've already started the interviews, and I can't even tell you how excited I am for you to experience this content. The people that I've been able to bring to the conversation are fascinating. They come from diverse areas of life, and they have such wisdom and beauty to share with you. So please, in honor of Valentine's Day, in honor of this month of love, which I happen to be a hopeless romantic, and I always send Valentines to all of my 16 now nieces and nephews every year, sort of in honor of the tradition that my grandparents started many, many years ago. They would always send Valentines, and I still have several of them because they sort of have this sweet handwriting, and they would draw hearts on them. And I don't know, there was something special about getting this little tiny Valentine in the mail. So I, now that my grandparents have been gone for a few years, I sort of have continued that tradition with my nieces and nephews because it brings me such joy and sort of keeps that beauty that my grandparents started alive for me. So I invite you to take this week of Valentine's Day to become your own beloved, to really engage in a process of loving yourself more deeply. 7 days and more than 100 ways. I promise you, based on the interviews, you're going to get so many tips and tricks, and also just ideas. And then I've got resources. So there are books and articles I've been collecting. There are audios and visuals. There are just so many things. And then a self-care practice of the day or a self-love practice of the day. So I'm pulling together all of this fabulous content just to support you in this journey, to take this week of Valentine's Day and become your own beloved and really step into a place where you have yourself, you're holding yourself in the deepest way possible through anything that arises with so much love. So thank you for being here. Again, I'm Teresa with Closeted Creatives Coaching, and I'm so grateful that you're part of the conversation. Take care.